We're about to show you some of the drugs and firearms that York Regional Police seized and took off the streets following a 3-month joint investigation called Project Madruga. Now, this investigation was launched in February following a tip that a man was trafficking controlled substances in the town of Georgina, which is about a 90-minute drive from Toronto. York Regional Police eventually identified 5 other suspects who they believed were trafficking drugs in an area that spanned from Toronto all the way to Huntsville. In April and again in May, a total of 6 search warrants were executed in York Region and in the city of Toronto in a joint investigation involving Toronto Police and the OPP. As a result, 7 handguns, 4 shotguns, and 4 rifles were seized. At the time of the seizure, police say 9 of those firearms were loaded. A large quantity of drugs were also seized with a street value of about $215,000.
These search warrants resulted in 15 firearms being seized. 7 were handguns, 4 shotguns, 4 rifles. Of those, 8 are restricted firearms, 5 are non-restricted, and 2 are prohibited. We also seized several overcapacity prohibited magazines. The drug seizures included over 1,400 grams of raw fentanyl, 400 grams of cocaine, 70 grams of methamphetamines, 360 suspected opioid pills, over 260 grams of illicit cannabis, and over $7,000 in Canadian cash.
Really shows how one tip from a resident to police can have this sort of impact, and getting the drugs off the street and the guns off the street. Really critical.
The trafficking of opioids and associated violence in smaller rural communities like Georgina has a devastating impact on the people and the families that live and work there.
Now, investigators say that Georgina has never seen a drug trafficking investigation of this size or scope. 6 men have been charged with about 50 drug and weapons-related offenses.